Hello, welcome to Puffs and Poetry. I'm your host, Jessica, a writer, cannabis aficionado, and poetry lover. Today I have for you a selection of ancient love poems. Before we get into that, I will tell you a little bit about the bowl that I'm packing today, as well as share some updates about van life. I have been in the van for 8 months now. I have been to 16 different states, and I am currently coming to you from North Carolina, where fall is in full swing. I am heading south as the season progresses to Florida, so that I don't have to see a single flake of snow this year. There have been a lot of things that have gone wrong with the van, and a lot of things that have gone unexpectedly right. It is such an adventure. I have, up until this point, been contained to the East Coast, and I will continue to enjoy the East Coast until probably midwinter, when I will embark through the Gulf Coast and then up through the Midwest. In my bowl today, I have a type 2 blend, which includes some hemp flower, which is CBD dominant, some THC flower, which is around 17%, I believe, and some lavender herbal mixture. So this is one of my favorite daytime mixtures. It helps me get the mood boosting and euphoric benefits of THC without overindulging in the intoxication aspect of THC. The lavender helps me focus and relax, and the CBD helps ground me. It is, as always, an adventure to smoke outside in the wind. So let's do this. Instead of rolling a joint today, I am using my Ongrok tear spoon pipe. It is lovely for when I just want a smaller dose of cannabis. So let's get into the poems. Today's poems are a selection of ancient love poems from various poets, mostly from the 11, 12, and 1300s. Our first poem today is called Love's Maturity by Hadewijch of Antwerp. In the beginning, love satisfies us. When love first spoke to me of love, how I laughed at her in return. But then she made me like the hazel trees, which blossom early in the season of darkness and bear fruit slowly. Our second poem is also by Hadewijch of Antwerp, and it is called Knowing Love in Herself. I do not complain of suffering for love. It is right that I should always obey her, for I know her only as she is in herself, whether she commands in storm or in stillness. This is a marvel beyond my understanding, which fills my whole heart and makes me stray in the wild desert. I'll just let it close while I hit this again. This is my first time filming one of these videos in several months. Van life has helped the days run away from me, and it's funny how quickly you fall out of practice from being in front of the camera. It is really a skill. Our next poem is actually two poems, and it is called Two Poems by Rumi. When I am with you, we stay up all night. When you're not here, I can't go to sleep. Praise God for these two insomnias and the difference between them. I would love to kiss you. The price of kissing is your life. Now my loving is running toward my life, shouting, what a bargain, let's buy it. There are some very large birds of prey circling above me right now. I'm guessing vultures just from their prevalence in the eastern United States, but they're very pretty. Good company. I forgot a water today, so I'm trying very hard not to clear my throat loudly in the mic. Our next poem is about a different kind of love. It's called Chastity by a man named Faraj. Although she was ready to give herself to me, I abstained and did not accept the temptation Satan offered. She came unveiled in the night, illuminated by her face. Night put aside its shadowy veils as well. Each one of her glances could cause hearts to turn over. But I clung to the divine precept that condemns lust and reined in the capricious horses of my passion so that my instinct would not rebel against my chastity. And so I passed the night with her like a thirsty little camel whose muzzle keeps it from drinking. She was a field of fruit and flowers, offering one like me no other enjoyment than sight and scent. Know then that I am not one of those beasts gone wild who take gardens for pastures. This is a different kind of love poem, but I am particularly captivated with the last line, which also happens to be the last stanza. Know then that I am not one of those beasts gone wild who take gardens for pastures. That was a poem about chastity. This is a poem about the opposite of chastity. It is called In the Great Sweetness of Spring by Guillaume the Fourth. Nope. Ninth? I am not up on my Roman numerals. Guillaume the Ninth of Poitier. In the great sweetness of spring, woods turn green, and the birds sing on, each in his own Latin, in the new way we all know. Then it's right that each man come close to what he desires most. But no messenger arrives, no letter from the place of goodness and sweetness, and so my body does not sleep. It does not laugh, and I hold myself in until I know where we are, if this will go as I wish it to go. Our love moves in this way, like the branches of a hawthorn tree that hold to its trunk and trembles in the rain all night, in the cold until morning, when the sun expands all through the green leaves and the branches. It reminds me of the other morning, when our sweet war we brought to an end, and she gave me a gift so great. her faithful valley, and her ring. I want my God to let me live, to have my hands beneath her cloak again. I am not fond of all this Latin that parts me from my lovely friend, for I agree with that saying, the briefest sermon never ends. Some people treat love with words, but we have the bread and we have the knife. A short and sweet one about a few different kinds of love today. That's all I have for you. Thank you for spending some time with me and some time with poetry. I think it does us all good these days. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you next time.